The definition of courage for me is having the strength to speak out to people who are more powerful and for people who don't have a voice.
Roopali Desai, a lawyer from Phoenix, Arizona and second-generation immigrant, discovered an unexpected passion for public policy through her drive to help others.
I actually really didn't think I would go to law school or be a lawyer. I thought I would help people in a different way. I was interested in medicine and healthcare. My mom came to this country to be a physical therapist and worked in geriatric care. I applied to medical school and was waitlisted. I went to get a master's in public health, thinking, all right, well, I can still kind of stay on track to be in the profession of medicine. Went and got a master's in public health, and I fell in love with it in ways that were very different than the sort of traditional medical path.
The troubling systems faced by survivors of domestic violence motivated Desai to pursue legal work.
When I graduated, I worked for the Brewster Center, which is a facility for survivors of domestic and family violence. And a lot of the work I did at Brewster was really facilitating and connecting those women and families with services outside of the shelter to be able to help them either get a restraining order or to get back on their feet, to get a job, whatever it was. And it was that interaction where I felt incredibly frustrated on behalf of a lot of those families that the system was not set up to really further their cause. I mean, there were the paperwork, the lack of representation, the lack of cultural competence and understanding in the courts when these women would go and try to, explain their situation. And so a year after I was working in that environment, I decided that I would go to law school with the idea that I would continue to do public interest work.
Her efforts to help her community aren't restricted to the workplace. Volunteering is an important component of her family life.
So, we do a lot of giving back in our family. We volunteer together. We do food bags for at my 4-year-old's school where there are food and stable families. The idea of helping others and teaching them about some of the hard things in life is important to have them grow into compassionate and responsible and accountable women.
Desai believes the secret to her success stems from a mantra she's always lived by.
Pay it forward. I always try to think about doing something because it's the right thing to do with the idea that it will make things better for all of us later versus having a transactional approach to the work I do. That might be my parents' Jainism. I grew up in this really religious household and the religion was Jainism, and so they believe in reincarnation. So there was ingrained in me from an early time, even though I'm not religious now, is this idea that you don't want to be an ant in your next life. So